guys, welcome to the video. So check this out, we've built a few kid buggies. We're calling them the kids chassis, the kids lizard. You guys have seen a few videos on YouTube. A bunch of people have done build posts on them. There is one special one. The first one I built, there's a guy in Salt Lake, Utah named Chasington. He's made a bunch of cool videos on it. It's actually gone viral. You guys have already probably seen it, but guess what? We thought that was maybe a little too small for guys that are 8 years old and older. So we just came out with a junior lizard, and this thing is freaking awesome. We upsized everything every which way. It's got a little more room. It makes for the motor and the T-case and the seats, everything packages much better. So check this video out. All right, you guys. We've got the junior chassis pretty much mocked up. Ready to burn it in, weld it down. This chassis is quite a bit bigger than the baby lizard. Hopefully we can get the teenagers in there driving. And when they're too big, the dads can take over.
Got the junior chassis all welded up, looking nice and pretty. Now I just gotta go back over all the welds and wire wheel everything, then acetone the chassis and get all the part numbers off of them. Make this thing look pretty for Chasington.
Yeah, we know our lenses are fuzzy. We got a scratch on them. We got new ones coming, but we got that baby. Oh, I keep calling it baby. It's the junior. It's 4 inches wider, 4 inches taller, 4 inches longer in the cab area. This thing is super cool. We just put some tires up to it. Kind of dreaming, but not really, because we got axles. We're gonna get ready to pull these axles apart. We're actually gonna flip the diffs. Stay tuned and I'll tell you why. But it also gives you a high pinion. Super cool. We got trusses for them, which are also available on the website. Most of the stuff we are gonna use is available on the website. The T-case, we got mounts. The motor, we got mounts. 4-link, we got mounts. The link bars, we've got that whole kit. Anyways, we're gonna get ready to put this stuff all together. Let's grab the T-case and throw that puppy in there. These things are small enough you can just pick them up. Shove it down in there. And typically in a Samurai they're clocked up like this, way high. And I've honestly just been straight up clocking them flat and I have never had an issue. I just fill it up with a little more oil, obviously. And then we'll bend the stick wherever we want it. But I've kind of designed it to sit in the belly perfectly centered. That way you don't have to deal with any kind of driveline carrier bearings. And then I'm going to grab the driveline off the stock Samurai and hook it up to the rear and just see if that's going to fit for the wheelbase we're looking for. Compressor's loud.
Just got rear axle set up on the table. We're gonna pull third member, pull the axles out, and see, we're gonna decide if we want to weld the gears or just get a locker and go from there.
We are going to tear down these axles, get them cleaned up so they're bare housings, and the other reason is we have to flip the diffs. Reason being is the four-wheeler motor that we use spins the opposite direction of a Samurai. So in order to get it to drive the correct way, you flip the diffs. In order to do that, with a Samurai housing, they have a dimple. Your ring gear typically rides here. When you flip it, the ring gear is going to ride here. So we are going to heat this housing up on the inside and take a giant punch and punch this housing out to create a fully round housing, allowing the diff and ring gear to fit. So what better tool do you use to do that? A torch. If you don't know how to run this, you don't belong in a shop. I wonder if I should get a littler punch too. As you can see, we are getting that baby nice and hot. I'm gonna try to stretch the metal. Check this out, you guys. Basically got it hot enough and manipulated the metal to be round. Gonna shape it a little more and see if the diff fits. Whoa! We're gonna do the same thing to the front axle. So basically we're gonna tear the knuckles off. We'll be able to clean the knuckles all the way down to bare metal, check the kingpins, check the bearings. And again, we need to smash this out so we can flip the diff. Kind of a cool process. Never done it before. Worked out perfect. So we're gonna get it over on the table and disassemble it. Teeny little guys. They're super small, you guys. We get these at junkyards off old Samurais. Just got done grinding the housing for the rear. You can see Matt's here taking apart the knuckles. These things probably haven't been taken apart in, I don't know, 30 some years. I'm guessing it's an 87. So we're gonna get it taken apart. We'll be able to replace all the seals, all the bearings, all through Trail Gear. They sell most of the stuff you need for the axles on these kids builds. I just got done grinding the axle on this one. It looks super freaking good. We binged and banged on the diff to get the ring and pinion to fit. It works great. We're pretty excited about this build, you guys. Can't wait to see it on the rocks. The front axle on the table. Matt's over here binging it apart. This thing hasn't been apart probably 20 plus years. It's a 1987, so do the math. So we're gonna get it apart. We'll be able to clean the housing all the way up, get the knuckles stripped down to metal, and then we're gonna replace all the seals and bearings that are inside those hubs. Maybe even do some new hubs from Warren, I don't know. But Trail Gear has everything you guys need to rebuild these axles. Super excited about this build, you guys. Stay with us. There's more to come. Hey guys, so now that we have the housings all cleaned up, we like to put a truss on the axle. What better time to do it than when it's bare? So here we've got a piece of 1.5 inch 120 wall that we are gonna offer, Sparky, that we're gonna offer online. This will basically fit your Samurai axle, basically give you, I like to mount the lower links right here where the meat is, and then it gives you somewhere to mount your uppers. We do, I like it to be super tight, so I even shave right here and drop it down real tight, and then go ahead and weld it up, and it should truss your axle. Light that fire, baby. So again, we just achieved diff number 2, working the metal so we can flip the differential for this junior lizard, baby. She's gonna be wicked. It's Friday night, like you guys, we're kind of tired. We're gonna clean shop because we like to clean shop, and I actually gotta load the buggy, going wheeling. Kind of mocked up. As parts get clean, they go in between the rails of the chassis. All right, you guys, it's a lovely Monday, and we're getting right back at it. We just got the front truss put on the axle. I've got all the bracket kits getting cut right now on the table. Matt's cleaning those up. We're gonna get right at it. We're gonna do the front suspension, right into the rear suspension, and then we'll get the motor and the T-case mounted. Stay with us and watch how this is born. So what we're gonna do here, you guys, we've opened up the diff. You guys can see the spider gears here. We're gonna go ahead and weld basically the pins all together and the spider gears to lock them into place. Then we're gonna take the opposing bigger gear and weld every other tooth. That way when you drop it in here, everything meshes and locks together. You're basically just creating a one solid unit in here. So we've cleaned it really good with some brake cleaner. We've wiped it all down, turned the welder up, and throw some beads on it. This is basically going to work the same as a spool. It'll just be a solid unit turning the ring gear so both shafts go. There you go. That's kind of how I'm going to do it for now. And as you can see, nothing's going to turn now. So it all should be one unit. And we'll take these and just fill each slot, every other one. Basically going down the root of it, putting in a good root, and then I'll come back and just fill in that tall spot. That way when we put it down in here, everything locks together. Just like that, you guys. Let us know in the comments if you guys have ever welded a diff together. Curious to how it went for you. But we're gonna let that cool. I'll probably buzz down a little bit of a high spot. We'll drop it in, reassemble, and we will have ourselves a locker. Matt's got these diffs thrown back in the axle, sitting in there on a high pinion. You guys check that out. So don't let anybody tell you it can't be done, because we just did it. Then we are also kind of sizing up the seats. So we've got two different seats. In the first baby lizard we built, we used the race trims on the left. Super small, works great in the baby chassis, but the junior chassis, with it being a little bigger, we can now get the bigger Ace racing seats in there. You guys can see the difference there. So next step is to start getting the suspension set up. We're gonna get the axle set up at the wheelbase we want, get all the tabs tacked on there where they need to be. which we're gonna do a little bit of videos of that so you guys can see how I do it. Get the measurements for the link and start cutting link bars. Yo!
Yeah, it's that, and then you just twist it and then flip it over. It's like, it's really cool.
That's
I really like it.
So we have got the motor in place. We've got the front motor mount figured out, and so we are now working on getting the back of the motor figured out. We've got a mount right here, so I think I'm going to integrate it into the dash and mount the back of the motor there. The T-case as well is getting mounted, so we basically ran a tube across the belly, and Matthew is measuring and cutting out the T-case mounts right now. He's about to fire up the machine and cut out a bracket. The T-cases on these Samurais are tiny. You can literally just pick them up, move them around. They have a mount on the bottom side of the T-case. There's 4 bolts, and I believe they're all metric because it is Suzuki. And you can see here. So Matt just measured this out, and we drew a bracket that is gonna allow us to mount it to that bottom tube. The first one I built, we did everything on rubber bushings, and with it being so little and underpowered, it doesn't really make sense. So on this one, we are going to hard mount the T-case. Once we get this mounted, we can figure out the lengths for the drive lines. We're gonna get the measurements off to the driveline guys, get them drive lines built. That way it doesn't slow down the process here. But I'm telling you guys, this thing is cool. Pretty small, bigger than the baby lizard. That's why we're calling this the junior. I'm gonna say probably someone up to 5'5" is gonna be able to ride it. Super cool though. I spend a lot of time on this computer. This is the Bentech program. I do all the designing and drawing for the chassis and mounting stuff on here. So right now I'm getting ready to do the notching and the cutting on here. So you basically just pick the tube you want to the tube that it's landing on, hit complete, and it gives you the cut profile. Not only that, but then the part is programmed to cut in the machine behind me, the Dragon. The Dragon! So I just, once I get the tubes drawn in here completed, I gotta go through and make sure everything is notched appropriately. Drew in the rear seat bar and the front seat bar. That will allow us somewhere to put the seat down on. And we're using Ace's racing seats. It's a drop-in seat for an adult seat, but it also has a mounting point on the bottom, which is super cool. Instead of a Corbeau seat where it drops the tab down, these are flat. So we'd be able to just get the seat as low as you can possibly get them without building some crazy seat brackets, right? So anyways, once I get that all drawn and done, I gotta go through and name the part that will also allow it to engrave the part number on the tube. That way the tubes don't get all mixed up. Super cool program, you guys. Let's see how those seat tubes fit that we just went over drawing. They basically just drop right in. So now that we've got the T-case mounted, clearances everywhere around it, nothing's touching, we got the seat tubes in. So that gives us somewhere to mount the seats and the top of the T case.